Welcome back to MidEast In-Depth, part of Lebanon TV's Press Reviews. Robin Wright, a joint fellow at the United States Institute of Peace and the Woodrow Wilson International Center, writes a piece in the New York Times, and it's titled "In the Shadow of Lebanon." The writer compares the situation in Iraq to what has happened in Lebanon during the civil war. Iraq, he says, is now peering into the abyss that Lebanon witnessed during the darkest days of its civil war, the first and longest sectarian conflict in the post-colonial Arab world. The conflict dragged on for 15 deadly years. The writer says the scope of events over the past 3 weeks in Iraq, born of the same kinds of power-sharing disputes that ripped Lebanon apart, is bigger physically, politically, economically, militarily, and regionally. Iraq is a geostrategic property of far greater value, not to mention the second largest oil producer in OPEC. The weaponry on all sides is bigger than in Lebanon. The hatreds may actually be deeper and the regional impact wider. The fractured communities in Lebanon and Iraq have been charting a course, albeit fitfully and bloodily, into a future quite different from the region's past. It's the struggle to move beyond primordial identities of clan, tribe, race and sect in the name of a wider national good. It's a challenge every democracy faces, including the United States in its own past, civil war and its current international politicking. It's hard to get beyond self. And as Lebanon proved, the ultimate solution is political. He refers to the Taif Accords that marked the end of the civil war, almost suggesting a similar redefining of powers in Iraq. A piece in the Daily Star looks at the ongoing power vacuum in Lebanon. The piece, titled "Time to be Accountable," says in most countries a constitution is a binding document, but in Lebanon it seems almost open to individual interpretation, with various political parties manipulating its content for their own apparent good. And as far as the presidential vacuum is concerned, it appears that no one is truly respecting it. Each sect is attempting to mold the constitution in an attempt to gain the upper hand. This process is also seemingly shaped not just by local powers in the country, but by their foreign patrons outside. Syria, once the most influential of these external powers, has been largely quiet over the last few years, distracted by its own war at home. It has become increasingly outspoken again, as have its minions in Lebanon. From senior politicians to more minor characters, the voices of those parties aligned to the Assad government, including some Christian parties, are getting louder. And talking of ending the presidential void is rising, and while these external sponsors may not be able to install a president of their choosing directly, they can certainly interfere in the sense of imposing hurdles upon any candidate they do not approve of. Any talk of commitment to democracy by these local politicians is clearly delusional. That was it for today's analysis. Please visit our website for more updates on Lebanon.tv. Thanks for watching MidEast In-Depth, and bye for now.